There comes a time in every chosen one's life when the world grows quiet and the silence feels deafening. Maybe you've felt it lately, the weight, the isolation, the invisible pressure of something bigger brewing just beneath the surface. And perhaps you've asked yourself, why me? Why this pain, this delay, this constant battle? Let me speak truth into your spirit right now. You have not been forsaken. You've walked through storms that no one saw. Behind the strength you show the world is a sea of private tears. Behind your smile is a heart that's fought 1,000 silent wars. You've been tested beyond what seems fair, and yet you're still here, still standing, still breathing, still believing, and that's no accident. The truth is, you are not ordinary. You never were. You are a chosen one, set apart by divine hands, marked for a purpose that exceeds anything you can yet comprehend. What you faced wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Every moment of pain was a sacred ingredient in the molding of your calling. It may have felt like chaos, but it was spiritual training for your prophetic breakthrough. Those sleepless nights, that relentless heaviness, it was God strengthening your inner man. You were being spiritually fortified, not broken. And while the world may have missed the depth of your suffering, heaven didn't. Heaven recorded every tear, every cry, every act of obedience when no one was watching. The enemy tried to convince you that you were abandoned, but that was only because he feared what would happen when you discovered who you were. Let's remember the biblical wisdom from Isaiah 43 verse 2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. God never promised a life without storms. He promised his presence through them. And if you're walking through the fire right now, take heart. It's not to destroy you. It's to reveal you. Like gold refined in flame, your value is being brought to the surface. This is the part many forget. Your trials are part of your testimony. The pain, the delays, the closed doors, they're all part of your life-changing message. They're not meant to break you. They're meant to birth something through you. That's the mystery of the divine shift. It never feels divine when you're in it, but on the other side, you'll see it clearly. God was orchestrating every detail. You may not see it now, but a spiritual awakening is unfolding in you. The more the world disappoints you, the closer you're being drawn to the truth, to God, to your destiny. That discontentment, that restlessness, it's the shaking before the shift. It's heaven's way of saying, get ready, because something is about to break open. This is not a random delay. This is divine timing at work. The reason it's taken so long, the reason the breakthrough didn't come when you expected, is because God was working beneath the surface. He's not just changing your circumstances. He's changing you. The miracle was never just about what you would receive. It's about who you would become in the waiting. The world measures success in possessions, applause, and status. But God measures faith and abundance differently. Sometimes abundance is having peace in chaos. Sometimes it's waking up with hope despite the facts. This is where manifestation through faith comes in, not manifesting through force or fear, but through divine trust. You've come to understand something most never do, that your miracle doesn't come when you demand it. It comes when you're aligned, when your heart and heaven are in sync, when your spirit learns to rest in what God has spoken, even when your eyes haven't seen it yet. And that's where you are now, standing in the gap between promise and fulfillment, between prophecy and manifestation. This isn't the end of your story. It's the doorway to your next chapter. The enemy tried to convince you to give up here because he knows what's coming if you hold on just a little longer. So hear me, you are on the edge of a prophetic breakthrough. You didn't come this far to quit. You didn't fight this hard to fold. What's ahead of you is greater than what's behind you, and your spirit knows it. That's why you feel this strange mix of exhaustion and expectation, because your breakthrough is closer than it seems. The signs are already around you. Your discernment is sharpening. You're becoming more aware of spiritual things. You're no longer moved by the opinions of others because you've tapped into something eternal. That's the mark of someone going through a spiritual awakening. It's messy, it's humbling, but it's holy. God is preparing to do in a moment what you've been praying for over a lifetime. And when it happens, when that divine shift comes, you'll understand why you had to endure so much, why it took so long, why do certain people leave, why some prayers were answered with silence. Because what's about to enter your life isn't temporary. It's divine. It's ordained. It's yours. The best part? Your miracle won't just bless you. It'll bless everyone connected to you. It'll become a ripple of healing, hope, and glory. So don't let go now. Don't doubt the process. What you carry is sacred. Your purpose is powerful. And heaven is moving on your behalf, even when you don't feel it. You are chosen. You are rising. And your miracle is already in motion. Right now, you may be feeling a strange kind of restlessness deep in your spirit. Things that used to excite you don't move you anymore. Conversations that once felt familiar now feel foreign. Relationships are shifting, some slowly drifting away, others breaking off without warning. People you once leaned on are suddenly silent. And though it feels unsettling, you must understand, this is not a coincidence. This is your divine shift in motion. Something in the spiritual atmosphere around you is changing. Heaven has released new instructions over your life, and the ripple effect is just beginning to show in the natural world. What feels like a loss is alignment. What looks like rejection is redirection. God is rearranging your life not to punish you, but to position you. This is a holy season, one where you're being shifted from confusion to clarity, from stagnation to momentum, from merely existing to walking in purpose. And though it may feel like the ground is shaking beneath your feet, take heart. You are being planted, not buried. This is where the heart must learn to trust in divine timing. Because everything God has for you is coming, but not 1 second too early or too late. The world will try to tell you to hustle harder, to chase what you want, to force the doors open. But that's not how the chosen ones rise. You don't need to chase what's already been ordained for you. Instead, your task in this season is simple but powerful. Stay in position. Stay rooted in faith. Stay clothed in humility. Stay ready, because God is preparing to reveal the promise He's been protecting. You don't need to beg for what's yours. You don't need to manipulate outcomes or cling to people God is removing. Manifestation through faith means surrendering to the process, knowing that the right doors will open without resistance, the right people will arrive without chasing, and the right moments will unfold without anxiety. This is the kind of abundance that doesn't drain you. It restores you. It doesn't pressure you, it aligns you. When you finally understand that, you'll stop striving and start flowing. You'll begin to walk in confidence, not because everything makes sense, but because you trust the one who holds your future. So breathe, exhale the fear, release the control. The shift is happening and it's holy. Don't fight it, flow with it. Let God move what needs to move. Let Him take what no longer serves you. Let Him rearrange everything until your life reflects the glory He always intended. Because when the divine shift comes, it won't just change your surroundings. It'll change you. There's a reason you've been feeling off lately. A reason why your heart aches when you scroll through the noise of the world. Why does small talk exhaust you? Why are old pleasures no longer satisfied? It's not that you're becoming distant. It's that you're becoming divinely aligned. What you're feeling isn't confusion. It's the early stirrings of a spiritual awakening. There's a gentle tug on your heart, a whisper in your soul, calling you higher. You're waking up, not just to what's around you, but to what's within you. The fog is lifting. The numbness is fading. What once felt like survival is slowly transforming into purpose. And it's not random. It's not emotional. It's not all in your head. This is exactly what a spiritual awakening looks like. You're no longer satisfied with surface-level answers. You find yourself craving truth. Real, raw, eternal truth that doesn't just scratch the surface but pierces the soul. Your spirit longs for depth, for divine connection, for wisdom that the world cannot offer. You're stepping into spiritual discernment. You've begun to recognize the difference between noise and guidance, between ego and intuition, between distraction and divine instruction. What used to tempt you now repels you. What once drained you now alarm you. You're seeing clearly for the first time in a long time, not with your physical eyes, but with spiritual eyes. You're not crazy. You're not overthinking. You're awakening to your divine identity, who you were always meant to be before the world told you otherwise. And with that awakening comes clarity, confidence, and authority. You are learning to move differently, to trust differently, to speak differently. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to everyone, because you understand that not everyone is meant to walk the spiritual path with you. The chosen ones often walk alone before they walk in victory. And you're not reacting anymore, you're responding. You're not acting out of fear, you're moving in faith. You're no longer waiting for the world to approve your worth. You know now that your worth was established by God before you ever took your first breath. That's what happens when you step into faith and abundance. You no longer strive to be seen, you start living to be aligned. You've stopped wandering. You are now walking with purpose. And while this process can be painful, full of goodbyes, spiritual warfare, and internal battles, it's also sacred, because what's emerging from within you is someone God has been preparing for a long, long time. So embrace this season of awakening. Sit in the silence. Trust the pulling. Follow the call. You're being made new. What's ahead of you is not just another chapter. It's a complete transformation. Because when the spirit awakens, nothing stays the same. A prophetic breakthrough isn't just a feel-good phrase or a distant promise whispered in passing. It is a divine collision of heaven and earth. It's a moment where God interrupts your natural timeline to release a supernatural shift. And if you're reading this, chosen one, you are standing right on the edge of it. You've waited, you've wondered, you've wrestled, but now you're about to witness. There's a powerful shift in the spiritual realm, and it's unfolding in your favor. What once felt sealed tight, jobs, relationships, finances, healing, is now being divinely reopened. Doors you thought were forever closed are about to swing wide. God is not just restoring what was lost. He's redirecting you towards something far greater than you ever imagined. This isn't just a lucky break or a random turn of events. This is a revelatory moment, a divine unveiling, a holy appointment you've been walking toward through every painful step, every tear, every delay. You're not just being blessed, you're being positioned. Every no you endured, every delay you hated, every season of silence was preparing you for this sacred moment. As Habakkuk 2 verse 3 so powerfully says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not delay." This is your appointed time. Everything that was delayed is now being set into divine motion. What looked like rejection was redirection. What felt like abandonment was God's protection. And what you called waiting was spiritual preparation. You are now walking into a breakthrough that has been preordained. You're not late. You're right on God's time. Be alert. Keep your spiritual eyes open, because this is the season where miraculous blessings come suddenly. Don't be surprised when things begin to shift overnight. Some of you will receive divine instructions in your dreams. Pay attention to the symbols, the words, the nudges. Others will experience unexpected opportunities. A phone call, a new connection, a breakthrough in your health, or a provision out of nowhere. This is not a coincidence, this is confirmation. This is what it looks like when you are walking in God's favor. He is moving mountains that once blocked your way. He is silencing the voices that once mocked your faith. He is exalting you not because of what you've done, but because of who He is and because of who you are in Him, a chosen one. Your prophetic breakthrough isn't coming. It's here. Now is the time to prepare your heart, align your faith, and receive what's been waiting for you. Because when God moves, nothing stays the same. Chosen one, if you've been feeling exhausted, drained, or constantly under pressure, there's a reason. You are not crazy, and this isn't just life being hard. What you're experiencing is spiritual warfare. But here's the truth, you're not losing. You're winning. Yes, the enemy has been fighting hard. He's launched attacks of distraction, whispered lies of fear, and surrounded you with confusion. Sometimes he's even used people close to you to shake your faith and steal your peace. But he's made one fatal mistake. He underestimated who you are in Christ. You've been trained for this, molded for this, strengthened in silence when no one was watching. Every battle you've faced, every moment of doubt, every season of isolation. It's been building your spiritual strength. You weren't just surviving, you were being equipped with divine armor. And now you are armed with faith that cannot be shaken. Shield, this is spiritual warfare. But your greatest weapon isn't your words, your plans, or your strength. It's your unwavering faith. The enemy tried to break you with fire, but you didn't burn. He tried to drown you in life storms, but you didn't sink. He sent shadows into your valleys, but even there you were never alone. Because the truth is, when God calls someone his chosen one, he does not abandon them in the fight. He trains them to conquer. Being chosen doesn't mean you're spared from attacks. It means you're targeted because of your divine potential. The enemy doesn't waste time on people with no purpose. He's been fighting you so hard because there's something massive, a prophetic breakthrough, on the other side of your faith. But here's what should stir your spirit. Heaven is backing you. God's favor surrounds you like a shield. Angels have been dispatched on your behalf. The battlefield you've been walking through is holy ground, because even in war, miraculous blessings are being released. Even in the conflict, faith and abundance are being birthed. And even now, you are walking in divine victory. You are not fighting alone. You are not defeated. You are not forgotten. You are advancing. You are rising. You are overcoming. And every time the enemy thought he had you, God stepped in. So don't mistake delay for denial. Don't confuse resistance with rejection. This is warfare, but you were born to win. Because when God calls you chosen, no enemy in hell can cancel what heaven has ordained. Hold your peace. Guard your faith. Keep walking. You are not only surviving this battle, you are conquering it. Chosen one, the moment you begin to believe, truly believe, is the moment the miraculous begins to move in your life. Miracle manifestation through faith is not just a concept. It's a spiritual law. Heaven does not respond to doubt. It responds to unwavering faith. You don't need to see it to believe it. The most powerful breakthroughs often come when there is no sign, no signal, only trust. The world tells you to see it to believe it. But God says, believe it, and you'll see it. Right now, you may not see the blessing. You may still be surrounded by struggle. But your miracle is already moving toward you. The timing of its arrival, that's not in your hands. That's in God's hands. And trust this, God's timing is never wrong. Glowing star, so speak it. Declare it. I receive my miracle. I walk in abundance. I stand in divine alignment. Every time you affirm with faith, you realign your spirit with heaven's blueprint. Faith and abundance are deeply connected, not just in the material world, but in the spiritual realm. When your heart believes and your words speak life, the atmosphere around you begins to shift. The miracle may not look like what you expected. It might not arrive with flashing lights or thunder in the sky. Sometimes the miracle is quiet. It comes in the form of peace after a storm. Sometimes it's a door that opens or a connection you didn't see coming. Sometimes it's simply the strength to keep going when you thought you were done. And don't miss this. Not all miracles are money, fame, or success. Some of the most powerful manifestations are intangible, like healing from pain you never thought you'd release, forgiveness you never imagined you could offer, or the divine alignment that brings you into the exact place you were always meant to be. Chosen one, when you declare your faith out loud, you are activating your atmosphere. You are standing as a witness to God's power, His mercy, and His perfect plan. The angels respond to words spoken in belief. Heaven moves when your heart aligns with your calling. Even now, something is shifting in your favor. The delay wasn't denial, it was preparation. The silence wasn't rejection, it was set up. And what's about to manifest in your life is not random, it's prophetic. So hold on, keep the faith, speak life, walk boldly, because your miracle isn't just coming, it's already begun. Chosen one, this is no ordinary chapter of your life. This is your divine appointment with destiny. This is the season of faith and abundance. Not just a good moment, but a God-ordained season of overflow, clarity, and spiritual reward. You've endured the wilderness. You've been tested in the fire. But now you're being elevated into everything that's been prepared for you. Hear this clearly. God is not calling you to merely survive. He is calling you to thrive. You weren't created to live in fear, doubt, or lack. You were created to walk in fullness, authority, and victory. And that victory begins the moment you embrace what heaven is releasing over your life right now. This is your divine shift. The energy around you is changing. The doors that were closed are creaking open. The cold hearts are being warmed. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the fulfillment of a prophetic breakthrough that has been promised over your life. The world often defines abundance as money or material possessions. But God's version of abundance goes far deeper. It means waking up with peace that surpasses understanding. It means finding joy that doesn't need a reason. It's about being so filled with purpose that even the chaos around you can't steal your stillness. As John 10 verse 10 reminds us, "I have come that they may have life and have it more abundantly." That's your promise, chosen one. And now, heaven is aligning everything to make that promise real in your life. Prepare your heart and spirit for unexpected breakthroughs, situations turning around with no explanation but God, a reconciliation with purpose, feeling whole and aligned again after a long season of questioning, restoration of peace, not just temporary calm, but a lasting stillness in your soul, revival of your calling, reigniting that inner fire to do what you were born to do. But before you can receive it, you must release it. Let go of the fear that told you you weren't enough. Lay down the guilt that kept you stuck in the past. Break free from the shame that silenced your voice. Those things don't belong in this season. They were part of the pruning, but now you are stepping into the promise. This is the season where the chosen ones rise, the spiritually awakened, the ones who dare to believe when everything says, give up, the ones who trust the process, even when it doesn't make sense. You are stepping into a season of miracle manifestation, divine acceleration, spiritual wisdom, and supernatural favor. So walk boldly, chosen one. You've been prepared for this. There are moments on this spiritual journey when God's plan seems unclear, when you're doing your best to stay faithful, but the answers aren't coming. Doors close without warning. People you love walk away. Plans fall apart. In those moments, your faith gets tested not by what you see, but by what you choose to believe. But chosen one, this is where you rise higher. Walking in God's plan requires unshakable trust. A trust that says, even when I don't understand, I still believe. Because while you see the detour, God sees the destination. While you experience the delay, He sees the divine development taking place within you. You may feel the sting of heartbreak, but God sees the healing that's already on the way. You are not being overlooked, you are being orchestrated. Everything is aligning under divine timing. This is not random. This is your divine shift. The discomfort, the confusion, the release of old things. It's all a signal that God is moving in ways your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And that's okay. Your job is not to understand everything, it's to trust. To trust that the one who formed you knows the exact blueprint of your purpose. To trust that this moment of fog and uncertainty is part of a much bigger picture. Because sometimes what feels like the end is just the beginning of a prophetic breakthrough. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 echoes this truth so powerfully. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. That future is not far off. It's unfolding, even now. You're not wandering, you're being positioned. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. You are not behind, you're being aligned with your true calling. When you live with unshakable trust, you release control and allow God to be God. That's the real power of a spiritual awakening. Seeing beyond what's visible and believing in what's divinely promised. That's what makes you one of the chosen ones. You walk by faith, not by sight. So today, don't be discouraged by closed doors or confusing delays. These are not signs of failure. They are signs of a higher plan in motion. A plan rooted in love, guided by grace, and destined to lead you into faith and abundance. You've been through the wilderness, but now you're stepping into clarity. And the clarity will come not through answers, but through trust. Trust is your compass in this season. And as long as you walk with it, you'll never lose your way. Chosen one, keep walking. Your miracle is closer than you think. If you've ever felt like you didn't quite fit in, if you've ever looked around and felt an ache in your spirit for something deeper, something more meaningful, then let this be your confirmation. That stirring inside of you wasn't your imagination. It was a divine signal, because you are not average. You are not ordinary. You are a chosen one. And this, right now, is your final call. Heaven is whispering your name. Your spirit is awakening because your season is shifting. You are on the edge of your prophetic breakthrough, and nothing will ever be the same again. The signs have been there all along. The dreams, the restlessness, the closed doors that confused you, the unexpected shifts that left you breathless. It wasn't chaos. It was alignment. Now is not the time to shrink. Now is not the time to stay silent. Now is the time to rise. You've been entrusted with a higher calling, and the divine shift you're experiencing is God's way of bringing you into full alignment with your purpose. So prepare your spirit. Clear the noise. Fast. Pray. Reconnect. Realign. Let go of distractions and make space for divine instructions. No more playing small. No more hiding your light. You've been called for such a time as this, to bring light in the darkness, to speak hope into hopeless places, to carry truth with humility and power. This isn't about perfection. It never was. It's about obedience. It's about surrender. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. And I know you've been tired. You've felt heavy. You've questioned why the path felt so difficult, why the burden felt so personal. But beloved chosen one, you weren't selected because you were flawless. You were chosen because you are ready. You've been prepared through pain, shaped through silence, and strengthened through storms. You've come too far to turn back now. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, lift your head, and declare it. I'm ready for my miracle, because this is not just another video. This is not just another word. This is a divine appointment. You are not just a viewer. You are not just a listener. You are a soldier in God's army, a radiant light in a weary world. You are walking in faith, awakening in purpose, and stepping into the season of abundance and favor that was always meant for you. So get ready, stand firm, walk boldly. Everything is about to change. If this message touched your soul, don't let it stop with you. Share it with someone who's searching for hope today. Hit subscribe for more life-changing, faith-based encouragement, and remember this truth. You are chosen, you are deeply loved, and your miracle is on the way.